Have you ever really thought about how you can snatch your hand away from a hot stove before you even feel the burn? Or how a plant with no brain and no muscles somehow knows to turn and face the sun? Well, it all comes down to control and coordination. Today, we are diving into the two incredible command systems that make all of this possible. We've got a lightning-fast electrical network for those instant reactions, and then a slower chemical broadcast that controls everything from our growth to our moods. Let's get into it. So, here's our game plan. First up, we'll look at how you react before you even think. Then we'll explore the body's electrical grid and its mission control, the brain. We're even going to see how plants respond without a nervous system at all. After that, we'll dive into the body's chemical messenger service, and finally, see how these two amazing systems work together. All right, first up, let's talk about pure raw speed. Those moments where your body seems to have a mind of its own, acting way faster than you can even process what's going on. Seriously, think about it. You touch something scorching hot. Your hand is already yanking back by the time your brain even gets the message, "Ow, that was hot." How is that even possible? It feels like some kind of superpower, but it's actually a brilliant piece of your body's built-in safety gear. And the answer is something called a reflex action. This is your body's emergency override system. It's sudden, it's automatic, and this is the key part, it's an action you do completely without thinking. Your body just reacts, no questions asked, all to keep you out of danger. So how does it work so incredibly fast? Well, it's all thanks to this special shortcut called the reflex arc. See, instead of the danger signal traveling all the way up to your brain to ask for instructions, it takes a detour. The signal goes from your hand to your spinal cord, and the spinal cord immediately sends a command right back to your muscles. Move. The brain gets the news a split second later, which is why you react before you even feel the pain. Now, this incredible speed is only possible because of the body's very own high-speed internet, the nervous system. It's this super complex network that sends information around as tiny little electrical signals. And the basic building block of this network is the neuron. You can think of it like a tiny biological wire. Information, like that feeling of heat, gets picked up by these branchy ends called dendrites. This kicks off an electrical impulse that zips down the long part of the wire, the axon, just like a spark. So, how do all these wires connect? Well, when that electrical signal hits the end of one neuron, it can't just jump to the next one. There's a tiny little gap in the way. To get across, the neuron releases a puff of chemicals. These chemicals float across that gap and kickstart a brand new electrical impulse in the next neuron. It's like this beautiful, super fast relay race, switching from electricity to chemistry and back again. And that tiny little gap, it has a name, the synapse. It's this absolutely crucial junction where the message switches from an electrical one to a chemical one so it can make the jump. And this isn't just happening once in a while. It's happening millions of times a second all over your body. It's amazing. Of course, not everything we do is a reflex. For most things in life, like deciding to move a chair or write your name, we need a central command center. We need to actually think. And that, my friends, is where the brain comes in. And here it is, mission control itself. The brain, working together with the spinal cord, makes up our central nervous system. It's constantly getting information, checking it against memories, and making conscious choices about what to do next. You can really see the difference here, right? Reflex actions are totally involuntary and lightning fast because they're handled by that spinal cord shortcut. But voluntary actions? Those are conscious choices. They require the brain's processing power, and that just takes a little more time. It's the difference between accidentally touching a hot flame and deliberately picking up a pencil. Okay, so we've got this amazing nervous system. But what about plants? They don't have brains or nerves, but they obviously respond to the world around them. So how in the world do they pull it off? Well, check this out. This is the sensitive plant, mimosa. If you touch its leaves, they fold up instantly. Now, this isn't growth, it's a super rapid movement. The plant sends a signal from cell to cell, kind of like a nerve impulse, which causes certain cells to lose water really fast, making them droop. It's a pretty cool defense mechanism. But most of the time, plant movement is much, much slower. It's more of a patient, deliberate act of growth. We've all seen a plant on a windowsill bending towards the light, right? That's called phototropism, and it's not magic. It's a growth hormone called auxin. It builds up on the shady side of the stem, which makes those cells grow longer and literally steers the plant towards its food source. It's like a slow-motion hunt for sunlight. So plants use hormones for control, and guess what? So do we. This brings us to our second major control system, the endocrine system. If the nervous system is the body's high-speed internet, you can think of the endocrine system as its chemical broadcast service, sending messages throughout the entire body. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're in a scary situation. Instantly, your entire body goes on high alert. Your heart starts pounding in your chest, you're breathing faster, your muscles are tense. This isn't one nerve telling one muscle what to do. This is a body-wide red alert, all thanks to a rush of a hormone called adrenaline. So what is that adrenaline rush actually doing? Well, it's released by your adrenal glands and travels through your bloodstream, hitting multiple organs all at once. It makes your heart beat faster to pump more oxygen to your muscles, it makes you breathe deeper, and it even moves blood away from things like digestion and sends it to your arms and legs, getting you ready for fight or flight. And adrenaline is just one of many hormones doing important jobs. You've got growth hormone from the pituitary gland that, you guessed it, helps us grow. Thyroxine from the thyroid manages our energy levels, and insulin from the pancreas is super important for controlling our blood sugar. Each one is a specific chemical messenger with a vital job to do. So we've got two different systems. One is incredibly fast and specific, and the other is slower but has this huge, widespread effect. Let's put them side by side and see how they work together to give us total control and coordination. Okay, let's really break it down. The nervous system uses electrical impulses. It's super fast, but the effect is over in a flash. The hormonal system, on the other hand, uses chemical hormones. They travel slower through the blood, but their effects can be widespread and last for a much longer time. You know, here's a really great way to think about it. The nervous system is like sending an email. It's instant and it goes directly to the recipient you want. The hormonal system is more like a public broadcast message on the radio. It takes a little longer to get out there, but it reaches everyone who's tuned in to listen. And that really brings us to our final thought. These systems don't work alone. They're constantly working together. So I'll leave you with a question to chew on. Think about seeing and smelling a delicious meal. How might that one simple event trigger a response from both your lightning fast nervous system and your slower hormonal system at the exact same time? Something to think about. Thanks for joining me.